Okay, you're on.
Hi everyone, Sarah here from the Paper Cut. It is Thursday night and we are here for our Thursday night live, which tonight is our Crafty Christmas Craftalong. First things first, let's make sure we have sound and video, which I see myself, so I have video. Let's turn this up. Excuse me. Alrighty. We have sound too. So it is Thursday. Again, we're doing the Crafty Christmas. This was Crafter's Classroom. It was going to be last Sunday. Then they changed it. And since I'm leaving on my cruise tomorrow, we're doing ours tonight. The rest of Crafter's Classroom is on Saturday or Sunday. Or I didn't look at the schedule. So it doesn't really... Oh... My mom's beeping, and she's not feeling well, so she may or may not be in the background, and we drove together, so she can't leave and go home, so we're going to get through this so I can get her home as soon as possible.
Oh, jeez.
And not to mention that I still have packing to do. So, anyways, let's see. Does everybody see? Yep, Wendy Little, we can see and hear you. Yay. Okay. All right, so let's get it cracking. Let's go down to the table.
Okay.
And yeah, my mom's not feeling good, so she may or may not be seeing comments, depending on if she exits. Okay. So are we back? Are we down to? Oh yeah, there we are. We're at overhead. All right. So this is the kit that we're doing. Okay. This was a paper kit. So some of where you can use your own stamps and stencils, and some of you ordered the stamps and stencils. So I am using this stencil. So I'm using that stencil from Brass and Bliss, and I'm using the snowflake stencil from Brass and Bliss. And then this stamp set is our background on here and our words on one of the cards. And then also, what else did I use? Oh, the die was available for this, but we're not using it. So let's get working. All of the paper that we're doing is with all of the card tops are our Grocer Kraft, which we have a few different crafts. We have the fossil, which is considered a craft. I mean, there's all different shades of crafts. We got beeping going on, and that's okay. But so this is the one that I consider to be like the most true, like Grocer Kraft bag. We also have the Desert Storm, which is our fossil. That's a lighter one, and then we have one just called Kraft. That is, I think it's in between the two, but I really do like the Grocer Kraft. It has a craft bag, you know, a Grocer Kraft type feel to it, and I just think it's a nice color, and it works really good with stamping white. So we are going to start with this one, which is stamping. So I'm going to put those aside, and I'm going to pull out my stamp and the card kit. Where are we going on my cruise?
Yes.
Okay, which I knew that was going to be asked, and I was going to look. So Puerto Rico, St. Thomas, St. Martin, I think another saint. So the Caribbean, or Caribbean. And I think there's another stop in there somewhere, but I'm not exactly sure where. So I'm just kind of along for the ride. I wasn't the camp counselor and planned everything. So, okay. So I'm going to use my stamp platform. And oh, the other things that we're using a lot in this class are the Brilliance white pad, and then we'll use the Brilliance gold pad also. And I am going to take this one off. And in your kit, you did get this one printed. And I'll tell you why when I get there, or when we get there. So now if your stamps are brand new, you might need to season them with, I don't think this happens as much with pigment inks as it does with a dye-based ink, where it kind of pools up on the top of them. But if they're brand new, you can take a red rubber eraser and, you know, kind of season it that way. That gets any residual from the manufacturing process off of there. So that just helps, especially with dye-based inks. I was just looking for a stamp cleaner to clean that really quick. And
Jill Chapman's going on a cruise next month.
oh, nice.
Where are you going, Jill?
Where are you going, Jill? So hang on, I'm gonna put this on here. And I'm gonna just set it right there. I have this set for clear. My magnets I'm gonna take off because my paper is a little bit smaller. Okay, and if you do want to hold your paper in place, you could always use some like removable tape to hold your paper in place because you can't use the magnets.
Southern Caribbean cruise.
Yeah, I don't know which part of the Caribbean, I just know I'm Caribbean, so. Okay, so in your kit you should have an envelope, set that aside. Your scored card, you can set that aside for now. We do need our Grocer Kraft swatch. We have a white layer, a gold layer, and then green trees, gold trees, and a gold Merry Christmas. So we're going to set all of that aside. And like I said, if you want to hold that in place, you know, you can hold it in place just with some tape behind it, which I didn't do that, but somebody was saying to do that, so. I should have laid my paper down, put my stamp on top of it for positioning, but oh well. Okay, so there we go. Now we're going to ink it up. So we are technically closed next week. I told Brian, go ahead, take the week off. And at first he said no, and then he came back and he's like, oh yeah, I think I'm gonna. So he's gonna be sitting in the woods. I'm gonna be sitting, not on a beach, but somewhere warm. So yeah, and I'm excited. So not working at all. The paper cut is closed for the week.
All shipments,
All
orders are out.
Yep, all orders are out. Oops, I need some more white ink. So yeah, all orders are out. That's why I put this on the stamp platform, so I could get a nice good image. And for some reason, I've been having issues with it not stamping in the middle. But this was a suggestion by somebody last time. I think it was Emily.
Who are you sailing with, Sarah?
Carnival.
Carnival.
There, now we got a nice image. All right. So yeah, I've got all of my clothes laid out, but they're not in the suitcase.
And you're embarking where?
Out of Cape Canaveral.
Okay.
I'm not going to clean that for now, even though we're not using it. So if you want to go ahead and clean yours, go for it. I'm going to take that off. Close that up. Now I am going to just heat set that to dry it a little bit. The craft, you know, it does dry on there, but you're always better off safe than sorry. Because just about when you think that you're being careful, you're going to end up smooching it. Nothing is worse than a smooge. And I didn't really worry that I didn't fill that one in that good because, you know, that's going to get covered up anyways. This is just a background. So, and you could like restamp this a few times to get stark white if you want stark white. Or you could always emboss it with white embossing powder. That will give you stark white also. I'm not worried about stark white. It is just a background. But yeah, if you wanted it whiter, you can, stamp it just multiple times with your stamping platform or emboss it. So let's see, we are going to attach it to our white layer, then we're going to attach it to our gold layer, and then we're going to attach it to our card front. Carefully. So yes, leaving at 7:30 tomorrow. So if you do need something, don't call.
Nobody's here.
Nobody's here. You can email me and I may or may not answer right away. Probably not right away. I don't even know the whole internet wireless situation. I haven't even checked that out. I think there's Wi-Fi on the cruise.
Usually there is.
Whoops, I ran out of tape. Hang on. I do have multiple ones here. This one seems fairly low too.
October 18th to 26th.
Oh, did you look and see where I'm going?
Yep.
Okay, where am I going?
Grand Turk.
Oh, Grand Turk, that's it. I couldn't think of that.
St. Martin, St. Thomas.
St.
Do
Lucia's?
the itinerary, all right.
Grand Turk. I did forget that one. I did a cruise once before, but I was teaching on it, so I didn't really enjoy it that much. So this one, oh, I'm a little off-centered. I'm going to cut a hair off the side just to even it out a little bit. So I'm looking forward to not being working on this cruise. Oh, the subject did come up this week of Christmas card kits. I am still getting those posted tonight or tomorrow morning while I'm having my coffee. Then we will take orders for them. There will be a code though, so wait, because there will be a pre-sale code. So wait until I post something to order, because I usually do that. And we'll take orders, and then when we get back, so probably looking at about the first week in November that they will be shipping, because the pre-orders, so then I know how many stamps and dies to order for the complete ones.
So you depart at 3:30 on
Saturday.
And then you're at sea, and you're in Grand Turk on day 3.
Mm-hmm.
From 8 in the morning till 4 in the afternoon. And then you're in San Juan on day 4 from 1 in the afternoon till 8. And then day 5 you're in St. Martin. Day 6 you're in St. Thomas. Day 7 and 8 at sea. And day 9 you arrive back in port at 8 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, it's 8 days, or it must be 9 days, 8 nights.
Well, they call it an 8-day cruise, so
Okay.
you're just disembarking,
Okay.
starting, you arrive at 8 o'clock.
Oh, in the morning.
Yes.
Okay, I get it.
Do you have any shore excursions booked, Sarah? You don't know?
I do. I know we're doing a catamaran, and I know we're doing snorkeling, and I want to go ziplining in Puerto Rico. So that's what I know for sure right now. So right now I'm just weeding weeding the trees. I did cut them just on the side here, and the sample, so we're going to trim the bottom of them off too, and it doesn't matter. You just need a little bit below the bottom so it doesn't hang out underneath that. So you can see that I am not being super careful with how I'm trimming the bottom. Take some airborne tabs. Somebody did say that. Oh, Brian was saying that yesterday, that airborne helps boost your immunity.
What's in it? Because I
don't know what's in it. They're just tabs. They're pills.
Yeah.
But I'm assuming it's more vitamin-y type stuff. I'm not sure. But yeah, my mom, she seemed fine when she got into the car, and then when we got here, she was like, I don't feel good.
I feel good. And I
So
had this on Monday.
Yeah, she had it on Monday.
And I was fine Tuesday, Wednesday, and all day today until...
So it just came out of like, bam. Because, yeah, when you got in the car, you didn't say anything.
Yeah, I was fine.
So, yeah, I'm not gonna we're not gonna do speed stamping, but we're gonna plug right along here to get her home. Because there's nothing worse than feeling like crap when you're not, well, A, when you're trying to work and function, and B, when you're not like in your own little cozy bed. So, all right. So we are going to attach them.
You usually have to pay extra for internet. I was looking to see if online if I could figure it out how much they're charging you if you want to do that.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So let me get my microdots out, which I just used my microdots today because Brian was actually making a anniversary card. I got my, well, I have all, there's some class kits that I even haven't done pieces and parts for yet. So he needed an anniversary card, and all of a sudden I'm like, I got one. So it was from the life events class that I think was last year. That box was still sitting out there with some extra pieces and parts in it. So yeah, I'm like, here's the instructions. I did like stand there and help him, but he made it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he didn't know how to use, I'm like, do you know how to use microdot adhesive? And he's like, no, I just box it. So I'm like, well, here's how you use it. He's like, that's pretty slick. I'm like, yep. So yeah, probably not the first card Brian made, but one of the first cards Brian made.
Congratulations, Brian. Wi-Fi service.
Oh, Jill, who is Brian? Brian is the guy he's my co-worker. He does all the boxing and shipping. Not all of it, I do some of that too, but he does all of the die cutting, scoring, cutting of the paper. So it's Brian, my mom, and myself. That's our little group.
Yep.
We had Becky, but she retired. So
The social Wi-Fi plan, $18.70 per day if you buy it ahead. If you pay on board, it's $22 a day. You shouldn't be working. You shouldn't need that.
Yeah. I think anything I want to do, I can do on my phone. And who knows, maybe it's included in the package with our room that we bought, though.
It's usually an add-on.
Well, I mean, we could have added it on, though. So, okay. So now I'm just going to kind of place my trees where I want them, figuring that this is going to cover up the bottom. So kind of set it down there and see where you want to place it. You can use microdot adhesive, you can use glue, you can use whatever you want. I did offset them a little bit. So I have one, and then I offset the green one on top of it so you see a little bit of gold. I think I'm going to use my glue press. Now it's been sitting out here for a little bit, so let's see if it's working. Oh, it is working. Yay. Yeah, I forget to put the lid on my glue press a lot. And it's never totally... Now, when I forgot to put the lid on my glue press and my glue was getting low, that was another story. Then it didn't always pump as good. But now that I refilled my glue, even when I leave the lid off... Now, it's not recommended. I'm not saying leave the lid off your glue press because it's probably not a good plan. But mine works.
So not only am I not feeling well, my car is sick too.
Her car's getting fixed up.
The hub is broken. Bearings missing.
Oh. So it's a good time. She's going to borrow my car.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not here. Dodge is going by Jake's. Okay, then we are going to pop this up with foam tape, and then we are good to go. And we actually have a dog party going on at my house.
Those dogs.
But I did not bring them back here with me tonight. So yeah, before we leave tomorrow on the airplane, I have to deal with taking dogs home and picking up my mom, who's hopefully feeling better.
So who's going to take care of the dog? Oh,
John, they have Marley, who is their dog sitter.
Okay.
Their normal dog sitter. But we're having a slumber party last night and tonight with the pups. Yes, Jill, that was probably Brian. Yes, that was last year, so that would have been Brian.
Yep. Vitamin C and zinc is in that, on those tabs. As long as there's no echinacea, I could take it.
Yeah, I put my trees on a little crooked. Oops. Oh, they're staying crooked. They're going to be the leaning tower of trees. Not too bad. Okay, there we go. So we have our first card. Yay. Oh yeah, I forgot that Echinacea didn't agree with you. All right, let's go on to this card, which has let's find the kit for it. Where did my kits go? I just had them here a minute ago. Oh, here they are. So you're looking for the kit with the Noel in it, and then you need your snowflake stencil.
Spend the money on drinks.
Well,
make sure you have your passport.
Yep, I've got that packed already.
And any cruise docs.
Yep, I've got those.
Good girl. Teresa said get a combo COVID flu test. That's a good idea.
Tracy and I did get the drink package. Not that I think I can drink that much alcohol, but it also includes like all of your froofy coffees, where I will not go to like Starbucks and get coffee just because I don't want to spend the money. But if I bought a drink package, you can be darn tootin' that I'm going to go get the froofy coffees every day. So now this snowflake, you can position it wherever you want. I don't think it matters, but I did kind of position mine like that. I'm going to use some tape to tape it in place. Where did more of my removable tape go? And then I am using a sponge. I'm just using a makeup sponge, but if you have some type of dauber, go ahead and use that. Here's my makeup sponge that I'm going to use. You okay?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't see her like this very often, so it's a little concerning.
That crazy Charlie dog, climbed right up on this desk today.
So in
Got some dog treats.
in this room, the camera room, my mom, Costco one Sunday was giving, and now I'm just daubing this, okay? I think you get better coverage, and when you have a stencil that is, a little, I don't want to say flimsy, but a little more delicate, I think it works better to go up and down versus with a blending brush. Unless you use that like adhesive, stencil adhesive that holds it in place. But this is all I'm doing is a makeup sponge. Anyways, on a Sunday, my mom was doing dog treats, and I did go there on that Sunday, and I didn't see her, and somebody else was doing the dog treats. Well, she was on break, and of course I took the dog treats, and she brought a bag of dog treats to the shop. And then we were like, oh, where are we going to put these? Because if Charlie Boy comes in. So we put them in this room and then shut the door, which is what the door is normally shut, because he comes in and he scours the floor or whatever he does. And anyways, I must have been in and out of this room and left the door open. Pretty soon Charlie comes walking out of this room past my mom's desk carrying the bag of dog treats, which was like a quart-size bag.
Yeah.
And there's like 6 or 8 of them in there, but they're big. They're chunk. They're like these chunk things.
Like 3 inches.
Yeah, it's almost like a fat beef jerky.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, yeah, he got busted.
He got busted. I put him on a timeout. He didn't like that. He sat on the timeout for a while, and then pretty soon Winnie came in, and Winnie commiserated with him, and then he decided he wasn't going to be on the timeout anymore. It's like, he tried to escape once into the shop, and I called him back in.
So Charlie, I mean, he does listen when you call him, but
when I said, "What do you have?" he dropped the bag.
Guilty.
And he just backed up and he looked at me and his tail went down, and he wasn't a happy camper.
Because he got his whole bag of dog treats taken away.
Yeah.
That he thought he was getting away with.
Yeah.
All right, so I think I'm good. You can sponge that again as much as you want. But I think I've got pretty good coverage on there. Okay, now for the big reveal.
Okay.
Yay! Well, yeah. I like it when things turn out.
It's pretty. It's nice. I like it too.
Yeah. I'm saving my removable tape because I'm going to need it for my next stencil. All right. So I am going to, now I did a really good job and I don't want to smooge it. So I'm going to get out my heat gun and just heat it. I can actually see where it dries. You guys probably can't see it on camera, but I can see it as it dries because it gets a little bit more of a chalky look to it. And again, You could take and emboss this whole thing with a clear or a white embossing powder. Stark white would give you a very... Yes, it does look like powdered sugar. Alright, so while that's drying more, let's bring that over here. And we are going to bring over our little strip and our another little strip and our Noel, our very delicate Noel.
Is it Brian's anniversary and he was making a card for his wife?
No, they're going to an anniversary party.
Oh, okay.
But I probably have another anniversary card up my sleeve. Actually, I made a card. Leah needed a card for John for their anniversary. And so Leah asked me to make a card. She is not a red and white heart girl. So, but she said, I'm giving you creative control. You do whatever you want, but not too, like, you know, just, but not too much. And so I did like a tone on tone. From Brass and Bliss, there's a heart background.
Oh, nice.
And I did that, and then I used a little bit of silver on white metallic. And I said, I am going to do this as a class card.
Did you
So-
make a picture of it?
I did take a picture of it, but it's on my phone and you won't be able to see it. But
Okay.
so in January, that's what I'm trying to plan ahead. January will be, and it's not going to be like all lovey-dove, but it'll be a combination of where it could be anniversary, it could be wedding, it could be Valentine's.
Nice.
So, because that was one of the conversation topics that we had, I don't know, a few weeks back, where we talked about that, needing anniversary and wedding cards, because I think I needed a wedding card. Oh, maybe we had it during the warehouse sale, class card, because I needed a wedding card, or I needed a bridal shower card.
Now we need
And you
wedding-
needed a bridal shower card, and I like hunted down for, I made mine, and then I had to look for one for you because I just didn't have anything. I was just kind of surprised at how very little I have of wedding, anniversary, bridal shower. And it's probably because I only do like 1 or 2 a year, and they get used up. So I decided we're going to do a class that's going to be like a combo where it has multi-purpose, but all has to do with that type. So, anyways. And it's going to be more subtle, not in your face.
Teresa Conte said she gave her niece the Eek card that we made during the warehouse sale, and she loved it.
Oh, nice. Yeah, not everybody does Halloween either. I love Halloween cards. I don't give them, but maybe I will. Okay. So then we're going to attach that. I'm going to actually attach these together first, and then I will attach the Noel. I love it when I hear that you guys gave the cards away already. Okay. And then we are going to attach this, and I think I'll get my glue press out for that one. Now, so I have a plan for January, but ask me if I have a plan for November. No.
Oh, God.
Hang in there. We'll get you out of here.
Yeah, I know. I don't like being sick.
I know, sick sucks. Do you have a fever?
No, chills, but
Oh.
I don't think
All right, and then we are going to layer everything. So let's layer, 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 and then layer. Now I did use a metallic for the Noel, and I should have done the same metallic for this layer, and I just, when I kitted it, I didn't.
Yeah, it's hard to give some of them away because they are so amazing.
Oh, thank you. But you can remake them. You have the capabilities.
Teresa said at her last crop, everybody loved the cards we made during the warehouse sale. Several bought dies from Brass and Bliss. That's nice, Teresa. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for passing those on. Her sharing.
Yeah.
All right, and we are attaching this to the card front. Now always be careful when you turn it over. I should have checked, because if I had gotten white here and then I turned it over, I could have gotten some residual white, but I didn't because I must have dried it pretty good. Then we are going to pop this up. You know what, I'm going to take a small trim off of.
When I was at the studio today, I said being sick was no fun, and I wasn't pregnant, and I hadn't been drinking, so I didn't know what happened.
Right.
Oh,
And now you got it again.
yeah.
All right. All right, so now we did have red gems. We're going to put those on. They're pretty chunky ones. So let's see if I can do them with my fingers. Oh yeah, I did set mine up a little bit differently than I did originally. Doesn't matter. Because my gems are in slightly different places in the middle of the...
Do you need a fanny pack, or do you have one, Sarah?
No, I don't think I need one. Okay, so there we have our Noel. Yay. Then let's go on to this one next. Now be careful when you open this up, because I did make sure that all of the dots were in there for your eyes. They might not be in your die cut, they're going to be floating in your bag, and they're teeny tiny. So, but if you lose one, there's also the middle of the two E's that you could use for dots, or if you have a hole punch, or if you have gems. So those are my solutions if you don't have your dots. But I know they were all in there because I made darn sure that they were there, because I didn't have gems to put in your kit. So otherwise that would have been my solution. So let's open this one up. Now when I open it, see, my eye is missing there, but there it is in my bag. So we have our card, our layer, our white layer, and then our craft. I think the white and the gold just set off the craft so well. So that's, you're seeing a common little theme there. I mean, we did use red. I almost went rogue, and instead of doing red for the Noel, I almost did teal for the snowflakes for that card. But then I was like, no, I'm going to do red. Okay. Oh, yep, there's one of my dots too. Now I probably lost it, but that's okay, because it might have stuck to my finger. All right, now we are going to use the tree stencil, Okay, Sarah, where did you put your tree stencil? It was right behind me. Hang on a second. Here it is. All right, and I'm just going to talk about this first really quick. So when I did this the first time, I marked my paper, the corners of my paper, and then I flipped it around and put it on the corners of my paper. And then I got this effect. So the next time I did it, I marked my stencil and I turned my stencil, and then I got this effect. So depending on how, and then when I did it, well, actually that was when I was doing the gold one. But then when I did it the last time, because I like to tape my stencil in place, so then the last time I did it, I did turn my paper, but then I just eyeballed it. So you can do whichever you want. I had more luck turning the stencil or eyeballing it, because if you just have your paper here and you mark the top and the bottom, you know, the corners of your paper, and you turn your paper, that's how I ended up with that, which gives you a nice little different diamondy pattern. But if you're going for this pattern, but I do like this pattern too. So I'm just saying, there's different ways to use this stencil, or you don't have to turn it and you can just do single rows of trees too. That's an option. So there you have it. All right, so I am going to put tape to hold my stencil in place. And you can do two colors. Like on the package, it shows red and green. So you could do gold and white.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and again, I am going to use my stencil and my sponge and my white ink pad. So yeah, I thought it was cool how you could get a different effect based on how you lined it up. So,
It is very cool.
and that's why I saved that piece, because I was like, huh, I'm going to show that. Because it was kind of my mistake, but it made a cool little pattern. So again, I am just daubing up and down with my stencil. Now, would this work to do direct to paper? It might. You can try it if you want. And like I said, if you want to try it, you know, or you do a white and a darker brown on the craft.
That's a good idea.
Mm-hmm. So you can make it your own. If you just got the class kit and you're like, oh, I really wish I would have ordered the stencils and the stamp, I ran out, but you can get those from Brass and Bliss. I didn't, these aren't brand new, so that's why I didn't make them where they were included in the kit. I made them an optional add-on, figuring that you might already own them, or you have a snowflake stencil or a Christmas background stamp. So you know, we are going to include, as we have the last few months, some kits will include the stamps or dies, and some, like this one, will be a paper only one. All right. Now, I could turn my stencil around, but I'm going to turn my paper. And I am just going to eyeball it because I can kind of see through there. Not super great. If I cleaned my stencil, it would probably be greater. Yeah, actually I'm going to wipe down my stencil a little bit here so I can see through it a little bit easier. So yeah, or marking my stencil and turning my stencil would have been a good plan. I just didn't feel like detaching my stencil. Okay, there we go. Now I should be able to see through it better. There, without all that ink there, makes it much easier to see.
Bonus. Yeah.
There we go. That's much better. Just a little bit of patience to clean and then move on. And again, it's just a background. But the stencil, that's why they did it just as rows. So you could turn it if you wanted to, so you could do opposite colors or coordinating colors. Like you could do a dark blue and a light blue if you wanted that. Oh, okay, I'm going to run into one problem over here, and I'll show you in a minute what that is. Because I've made this same mistake before. So I'll just pretend I did it on purpose, which I didn't. This I ran off. I have to move my stencil. I should have used the different trees. Oops. I'll show you in a minute what I did. And if you did the same thing, you might be doing what I'm doing. I should have learned that from the first time I did this. Sometimes you have to make the mistake a few times.
Yeah.
Okay, see my tree right here was only a partial tree. So now I can either take it over to this side, or I think last time I did it, I turned it around. Because I'm off right there, I need the other half of my tree. Oh no, I took it over to the other side. And I lined it up. Oh no, I took it to an actual big tree, that's what I did. And I lined it up. Because yeah, my tree was only a partial tree because it ran off on the edge. Sorry, I missed that twice now.
Whoever cleans their stencils, Brian Urban wants to know. Who cleans their stencils?
I did today. I don't always clean my stencils, but in this case it was needed. Okay, so there. I filled in my trees. So if you made the same mistake I did, just do that fix. And I'm going to clean this stencil because we're going to use gold on it next. All right. And I brought stamp cleaner in here. I think I'm going to find a piece of paper to put so I can just keep working on this surface without picking up my... There we go. All right, let's see, what can I find? Semi-clean piece of paper, there we go. Okay, so now I am going to heat set it to dry it. right, then I'm going to pull my card and my layers over. So we're going to layer our craft piece on our white, then on our gold, then on our card front. Oops. All right, and then on our gold, and then on our card front. There we go. All right, here we go. The gold has a thin border, a thinner border than the white. And then to our card front. And then this piece can just be attached directly on there. And I did cover up a seam where the trees, now mine are a little bit crooked, but that's okay. It's a background. And then we'll do our winter wishes. Now the winter wishes, let's talk about that die for a minute. This is our old winter wishes die, but it's revamped and it has the shadow to it. So the winter wishes that you got from the warehouse sale that was on flash sale, that's the old one without the shadow. So it's the words, but it doesn't have the shadow. Now there is one with a shadow. And I don't even think I have that one posted yet. And I did what I told you all not to do. I said, don't lose your little eye. But I lost mine. But again, there's an extra little kind of circle-ish shaped in the top of the E. So I'm going to not lose that one. Here we go. But again, gold gems would work perfect for dotting your eyes. So wishes. Surviving? We got one more card.
Yeah, I am.
Okay.
Oh, Jill Chapman says she wants that winter wishes with the
background.
die.
Okay.
Jill, can you send an email, please? Or do you want? Can she just get it online, Sarah?
Well, I should actually just start shipping that die. It doesn't show it online. Okay. Yeah, if you order it online, starting from today, I'll start shipping the ones with the background.
Okay.
Because I think we went through enough of the non-background ones. I just need to change the picture to show the background. But you don't have to wait for that to order it. Okay. So yes, I have one. Actually, I'm going to use both of the E things. Okay, so I'm going to use my microdot adhesive. Unfortunately, the new, I can't sell you just the shadow because they just happen to come together.
Jill says she'll wait till after your vacation.
Okay, good, because it's not shipping anyways.
Yeah.
We got all the orders out and we said that's all she wrote
That's it, folks.
till we get back. Okay, then I am going to pop these up. I'm going to wait to dot my I's until I get it on the card. So I'm going to pop those up with foam tape. All right. So that's winter. And this is the warm winter wishes die. So there's one more word in this die set. It just, I didn't use it because it didn't fit. Which technically you could use it as warm wishes, warm winter wishes, or just winter wishes.
Yeah.
All right, so now I'm going to take my little insides from my E's. And my gem picker upper I can't find at the moment. But yeah, the inside of the E's work just as well. Just in case yours got lost in translation. All right, so there we go for that. Now we are on to our last one, which we're going to use our gold. And so when I originally did this, I didn't like how it embossed. And I wasn't quite sure why, like the UR, and so originally I used the gold brilliance and then gold embossing powder, and like it wasn't filling in the UR, and the other one that stuck out was this candy to my cane. Well, when I did them printed, and I didn't want you all to struggle with that, so I printed them. Now it's not cut to size, so you do, if you're going to use the printed one, which I'm going to use the printed one today, it's not cut exactly to size. You might have to cut it to fit on your gold layer, but you also have a plain one there that you can emboss it. But the funny thing is that these words aren't totally filled in, that one and the candy cane. So that's why it looked like it didn't emboss, because the font on here is not totally filled in. So when I printed it, I'm like, oh, so it didn't look like it filled in as much because, but then I used my Encore pad, and I thought the Encore pad embossed a little bit better, but I don't think it was the pad. I think it's the font, has the, if you look at this, and you're looking at it in person, not under camera, you can see that the candy cane is like striped and the UR has a little bit different font. So I don't think it was the user. I think it was, and that's the way the stamp is supposed to be. So there's nothing wrong with the stamp. But when I did it in my brain, you know, it didn't fill in as nice as I wanted it to. So anyways, that's the whole story about you got a pre-printed one too. So all right, so we have our envelope, we have our card, we have our gold layer, we have our craft layer, which that I'm going to pull out, and then you have the pre-printed one, which I'm going to use the pre-printed today. I just don't feel like getting my gold embossing powder out, but we do need to cut that down a little bit on the top and the bottom to make sure it fits. And some of you might need to cut your sides too, because it was a last minute thing and I didn't, it's pretty close to the edge, and you don't want it too close to the edge when you're printing it, because if your printer moves around a little bit, then your words could be cut off. So if you're using your pre-printed one, you're going to have to cut it to about this size of the blank one, or you have the blank one that you can stamp and emboss. We're just not going to emboss today. So there you have it. On the explanation of why you have both a blank one and a pre-printed one. So I just cut that to fit on there, but you do have this one that you can emboss if you so desire. But we are going to pull out our stencil, which I had my stencil. Oh, I covered it up. Yep, that's what I did. There we go. There's my stencil. So we're going to put that under there, and oh, a good way to make it straight is either line it up on the bottom, the tree on the bottom edge of the paper. That's a good way to do it. Because yeah, my last time I did this, I was a little bit crookedy.
Thanks, Emily. She loves all the cards tonight.
Oh, nice.
You aren't seeing that.
Thank you.
Unless you're seeing are you seeing the
No, because I'm on Facebook, so I only see the one
okay.
group of them. So anyways, yeah, I had the idea to do the Crafty Christmas a while ago, but I just, with the sale, it just took me a little while to get them actually done. And I should just learn that if I know I'm going to be a while, just post something without the samples, just so. Anyways, we're doing the same thing. And if you want this like a brighter gold, you can always emboss your trees too. Again, I'm not going to emboss my trees. And the ink pads were also an optional add-on, which I'm out of the white. I do have more gold ink pads.
Sure, did I tell you that I had super glue all over my hands a couple of
Yeah, I
last
can't
week?
remember what you were
Yeah,
doing. Oh, you gave up on doing it. You
I
threw the
gave
whole
up.
thing away.
Yeah, I ended up throwing a piece away, but in the meantime, I got super glue all over my hands. And your little dauber that you're using to daub tonight,
Yeah.
that's what I got out of one of my bags of stuff that I have,
And that's how you got the super glue off your
got
hands?
the super glue off. Oh my gosh, what a mess that was. At least they weren't super glued together. It's just,
That's a good thing,
oh man,
because super glued fingers together would not be good.
yeah.
All right, here we go. We've
I
got
was using that dauber with the fingernail polish remover.
worked.
Yeah. Go.
And again, you can do as much gold as you want. I think I'm going to call it on that. Then I am going to semi-clean off my stencil so I can turn it around. I mean, and if you want to just do the one layer of trees, that's fine too.
Yeah, that looks nice, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm. This is a lawn fawn. I don't know if it's called a stamp chamois, but it works really good. I use it in classes
Yeah.
for on each table when I do in-person classes at the warehouse instead of baby wipes, because if you leave a baby wipe on the table and somebody else puts their card on it, or you do, but this way we put it in a little cup on the table, and that works really nice because then you don't have to worry about setting paper on it. And this is just like a kid's little treat container.
Nice, yeah.
So, all right.
That works nice.
Yeah. Now we're going to turn that around. And not make the same mistake of going off like I did last time. Okay, and then we're going to blot some more. I like to do we do a lot of pre-printed stuff with the virtual, but I kind of like doing like stamp classes too that we're actually doing stamping. So we've done a few of those this year where we've done actual stamping classes. So it's nice to incorporate those along with the ones where I feel like, it's just more, putting stuff together. So this way we get a little mix of both throughout the year. So next month we might have to do some more like die cut cards, because during the warehouse sale we did a little bit of everything, but this month was stamping, so maybe we'll have a class with some die cut cards next month. We'll get back to our 2 classes per month next month, which means when I get back from my cruise, or on my cruise, I'm going to have my thinking cap on. And I might just get the picture posted and get my thinking cap on, and then when I get back from the cruise, I'm going to have to get cracking on those samples. And just let's be honest here, I might be a week behind in November just from being gone.
Yeah.
So let's just put that out there right now. Maybe we'll do the Fun Time Thursday, and then we'll do the Saturday after for Crafters Classroom, if that's okay with Jennifer. We'll see. Maybe I'll get I'll just have I'll be in the fun, or in the sun, in the fun, and I'll get my creative thinking cap on, and it'll just BAM come to me. Sometimes that happens.
You drink enough margaritas.
Yeah,
there.
drink enough margaritas and then BAM!
Anything can happen.
Yep. All right, so there we go. Okay, now remember I do have a little wet gold ink here, so I want to be careful when I'm assembling. But I am going to heat set it to dry a little bit.
Hey, Emily said, hey, you need to have a life too.
Yep,
That's for sure.
I'm going to have life next week. With the exception of Christmas, our 2 weeks that we shut down over Christmas, I was gone for RAGBRAI, but I was still texting, and Brian was still getting stuff out, and so we were still processing orders. But this week, done.
Yeah.
All right. So
Teresa said, don't worry, the caffeine from the fancy coffee will get those creative juices flowing.
there we go.
between the caffeine and the margaritas, yeah, this ought to be interesting to see what comes out.
Stay tuned.
To be continued.
All right, so like I said, I am not embossing mine tonight just because I do have this handy dandy one in there that's printed, but you certainly can emboss it because you do have the piece to do that, and some of you have the stamp. So now we are going to turn that over. We are going to attach it down to the gold, and then we're going to, oops, I ran out of another tape gun. I don't always have 3 tape guns in here. I don't know where I got the third one from, but came in handy tonight. I always have 2. I always have my 1/4 inch and my 1/2 inch, but not usually 3.
I'll tell you, the YouTube video is way behind the Facebook video tonight.
Oh, really?
It's driving me a little crazy.
A little bonkers?
Yep.
All right, so now we are wrapping, and you can wrap in an organized fashion, or you can crisscross, or you can do whatever you want, but I did tie into a bow over here. And if you want, you can cut that off and tie it into a bow and then glue it on. That works too. If you don't want to risk, you know, putting your hands on there to hold everything down. You can always do that. And I did pull mine into a very small bow. Or you could do a knot and just have your danglies. That works too. Whatever works for you. It's your kit, so you do you.
My dance shoes that tie seem to come untied a lot lately, so we had some shoelace tying lessons.
Oh, really?
I felt like I was 3. I'm learning a new way to do it.
I didn't know there was a different way. Well, I know there's the 2 bunny ears, and then there's the loop swoop and whatever it is from.
I always did it the loop and loop.
The 2 loops.
Yep. So now I'm working with bunny ears and making sure that we start with a right overlap. You know, make a square knot.
Mm-hmm. All right, I'm going to put foam tape on there. And we are going to be good to go. All right. Oh, the heart. I do have the heart die here. This is the heart die that I used on that anniversary card for Leah, where I did a tone on tone. So I did a white die cut on a white card, or a white layer on a white card, so we could cut off the top and the bottom, and then, you know, a word across there. So, anyways.
Cute cards. Oh, that's nice, Sarah. That heart.
Yeah. I think that's going to be a really nice class. All right. we'll just finish putting this on there, and then I'm going to get all the cards over here, and we're going to call it a night. My mom's going to go home and probably get in her jammies and crawl into bed,
Yeah.
and I'm going to go home and pack, finish packing, well, getting it in my suitcase and making sure I have everything. And if I don't, it's not like I'm not going to be in civilization.
Yeah. I'm sure you'll make do.
Yeah. So that's what I mean. I mean, it's always nice to have everything, but it's not like there's not a store
On board.
where you're gonna
Or-
pay a gazillion dollars,
Or,
but
yeah.
still. All right, there we have our crafty Christmas. So thanks much for joining me tonight, guys. We will see you in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, I will get Christmas card kits posted. So watch for those and watch for some type of code. And if you don't get them ordered, you can, they'll still be up when I get back and talk about it after I get back. So,
Very cute card, Sarah.
Anyways.
Thanks, Jill.
yep, thank you. So thanks much, guys. See you in 2 weeks.